All right, folks, thank you for taking the time here on YouTube, on social media, Instagram, as well as Facebook. I am JK, and we are talking the Highlands Horror Film Festival. And it's coming up right around the bend this up and coming weekend, just a few days, October 4th and 5th, my birthday weekend, which is always nice that Rob schedules it as I get older and
Hey.
older and older, Michael. Older and older. We had this
That's
conversation
all
when we
right.
jumped on. Um,
Scarier and scarier.
Scarier and scarier, and it's great that we're back for a sixth season for the Highlands Horror Film Festival, Smod Castle Cinemas, Atlantic Highlands, New Jersey. I want to say 82nd First Avenue, right in Atlantic Highlands, right on the main strip of the city. We've got 2 full days of programming. Saturday and Sunday kicks off both days, 2 o'clock and 7 o'clock blocks. The Saturday block will be an opening of all short films. We have 5 or 6 shorts. It's going to be incredible. Saturday is going to be our first, at 7 o'clock, our first feature in shorts block. Kicks off 7 p.m. with a group of shorts, then the Slasher Nurse as our opening night feature. And then we move to Sunday. And again, you can go to highlandsfilmfest.com and you can check it out. Again, that's highlandsfilmfest.com. We're going to have some really great and diverse features. Again, the Slasher Nurse, which is a really trippy, disturbing slasher film for your Saturday evening. We're going to go ahead and hopefully we're going to have Scott HANSEN jump on here sometime over the next 20, 30 minutes, who is the director of DEVOUR, a really badass monster movie, focused with vampires, the occult, a lot of effects, heavy metal music, blood,
Yo.
gore, everything you could think of. It's going to be a fun treat, kicking us off Sunday at 2 o'clock with a block of shorts before it. And the gentleman that is joining me right now, wonderful, talented actor. He is the lead in The Reckoning. And The Reckoning is one of those films, a psychological dark drama that takes us to France, a family connection shrouded in mystery, shrouded in horror, and shrouded in, unfortunately for some people, reality and what they go through. And we'll talk about that in just a
Ooh.
second. But we're going to have a great amount of shorts before that, include ones like Deathbed, Heartworm, Monster Medicine, Grin, and From the Rain. And that will lead us into The Reckoning. Welcome, Michael, producer, writer, lead actor,
Thanks.
craft service. I mean, go down the list of
No,
things.
dude. Let me tell you, I appreciate it, Jay. It's great to be here with you, man.
Thank
And
you.
I'm psyched that people like you exist and putting these festivals on. And honestly,
Right.
like we said before in the chat, is just this is honestly what you have to look at this as being for. This is your main inspiration is just touching, get to know some of the people that see the film and like the film, and honestly, it keeps us going. So I appreciate that. But regards to the film, yeah, God, we shot this in 18 days with 18 people.
Wow.
It was shot in a small village, outside a small village, about 2.5 hours west of Paris in Normandy, France. That place was called Chateau Outrelays. It was my God, I don't even know how many acreage, but it's a massive property and a chateau that they started building in the late 1600s. They kept on adding to it. It's one of those structures that you'll see, various different types of architecture because they built it over a 200-year span, sort of Gothic, Roman. It's just as you've seen in the film, and you do see a lot of it in the film. So I won't need to describe it too much. People can see it for themselves, but it is an awesome structure. It's not sort of this world in a lot of ways. It's very archaic, and we had no heat. They don't heat the building until November, so we shot in October. And some of the crew snuck in space heaters, but that was kind of against the rules. Anyways, 18 people in 18 days. We had a blast, and frankly, it wasn't too hard the idea was to make the chateau a character. And so I think with Oscar's cinematography, we did achieve that, and it's just got a creep factor that just because it's just like I said, it's not your normal house. 46 rooms. Two guys live there, and they live in about 8 rooms normally. So a lot of the rooms are just not even touched, and they have that feeling. They've been like that for decades. And it was a place that the Nazis took over in the Second World War, and we can go into all that. I can tell you about that, but go ahead.
Well, we don't want to give too much away because we want the fans to come out. I mean, that's a great introduction to it. Again, it's going to be Sunday night. Smod Castle Cinema, the Highlands Horror Film Festival, highlandsfilmfest.com. Michael, I had a chance to see this film in springtime at Horror Hound in Cincinnati. It was great to have it as a part of the festival. It's great that it was selected for Highlands. How is that festival run, and how is the film, first of all, connected with the fans?
Well, we've had an unbelievable connection with the fans. To be honest, it's surprising. I've never done a festival run. With our first film, it was kind of on the heels of COVID, and we just didn't, they were either shut down or mostly virtual. So this is my first exposure to this. I'll tell you, you go through this, as you probably know, you sort of feel like you have to apply to these huge festivals. The chances of you getting in are minute. Right. I'm speaking to the filmmakers now, but you have to put the money out. You kind of, just in case, who knows, and you may work some connections. But we probably applied to, 40, 45, 50 festivals before we got a yes.
Right.
And that makes it, so just, and I believe it was Spring Horror Hound. I think that was the first yes we got. It was unbelievable. And we won a couple of awards there, I think cinematography and editing. Yep. And then from there on, it just kind of caught fire. The Independent Filmmakers Showcase, the LA Film Festival. We ended up winning Best Supporting Actress there. We won Best Drama. It got nominated for Best Picture. And so all to say that there's been maybe, I want to say 10, 11 showings of it. And we won like 13 or 14 awards. And I think what people is resonating with them is sort of this, like you spoke about, there's a reality to this film. Right. And it's just kind of right underneath. And so there's all these horror elements, these psychological terror and thriller moments, and a certain amount of gore and stuff. But there is this touch point that a lot of people, I would think my family's fairly functional, but there's certainly enough dysfunction to relate to what's gone on in this film. And there is some autobiographical component to it, which we can get into if you like. But I think what people are really resonating with is that honest reality. It's sort of gritty, and it kind of speaks about things that we don't talk about in families much.
Michael, I'm here with Michael Weaver, producer, writer, lead actor of The Reckoning. Here with me, JK. I didn't get a chance to even introduce myself. Assistant Festival Director, program the features, moderate the festival, and proud to be able to have on the gentleman next to me. And actually, Michael, we've got Scott joining us.
We got Scott. Now. Great.
Let's see what happens. Here we go. All right,
boom.
Scott. Do we have Scott? Hey. Traveling across the world there, my friend.
How are you? Good.
Good. It's good to see you. So we welcome also to the program Scott HANSEN, director, producer, among many hats as well when it comes to DEVOUR. Scott, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good.
Good to hear. So we started talking about the festival. We started to tap into The Reckoning. DEVOUR is a completely different film. It's amazing, gentlemen, how horror is so fluid and how you can encompass so much within the genre, whether it's blood, guts, and gore, whether it's family drama, whether it's the idea of psychological horror. These elements all play into both of these films. Dark humor, family trouble, and the fluid idea of family and what it is, whether it's a metal band, whether it's actually your kin. But both films tap into that greatly. And again, a quick reminder, we talked earlier about Saturday's lineup. DEVOUR is going to play Sunday at 2:00, and it's going to have a great shorts block before it. And then 7:00 to close out the festival, we will have The Reckoning, which has as we talked also about, a great block of shorts leading into it. And we'll have Q&As with the members who join from these projects. But Scott, I brought up a monster movie, vampires, metal music, blood, guts, gore, everything you could want in what feels like a midnight movie, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
Talk a
yeah.
little bit about Devour for the fans out there who are going to be coming out to the festival.
Yeah, it's Devour is a weird one. It's four chicks in a metal band who are vampires, and they break down a small town full of cannibals led by a warlock. It's fucking batshit crazy. It's fun. If you have ever been in a band, you'll get a lot of the jokes, but it's just if you like music and like vampires, I'd kind of pitch it to Big Trouble in Little China meets Near Dark, that kind of vibe. But it's weird. It's weird. We had Wayne Anderson who did all of our monsters, and we got some amazing werewolf and all kinds of weird stuff. But I don't know. I don't even know how to explain the movie. It's just weird and wild, and probably the goriest movie this year that anybody has ever seen. I'm gonna put it up there and just say there's a lot of gore in
There
this
is a
movie.
lot of gore in it, and it's got a great werewolf transformation. I will
Yeah.
attest to it. I've seen both movies several times, with The Reckoning playing Horror Hound, and now with Devour, with the way it is coming to the Highlands Horror Film Festival. I asked Michael this also, Scott, and then we'll get back into more of the back and forth of questions with the time we have. But,
Yep.
how has the festival run been with Devour, and how is it connected with fans?
It's wonderful. I mean, I highly recommend it to everybody. I mean, nowadays, social media is just crazy, and it's actually our
Yes.
second festival, um, out of like 20 lined up so far. But
Awesome.
Great. Wow.
you know,
Dynamite, dude. Great.
yeah, we got Halloween International, and then Highlands, and then back to Nashville, and then South Africa and Berlin, and then Scotland for Dead of Night. But yeah, no, if you can get around, it's not easy nowadays. Filmmaking is harder than ever, I would say.
Yep.
It's been fucking hard, man.
Yeah.
Post-pandemic, it's been hard to make movies, to get money, to find money, people have been leaving the industry. So I
Right.
tell people if you can hang in there, there's light at the end of the tunnel. But just keep fucking making things, man. Keep making stuff. Uh,
A war of attrition. War of attrition we're in.
I know it's crazy.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Well, one of
Yep.
the things, Michael and Scott, I wanted to ask you and bring up again is the family unit. Both of them have different types of family units, and it's at the core of the story, whether it's the metal band and bringing on new fangers, which become family, as they go on the road. And Scott, as a former roadie, not for metal, but actually blues and jump blues, you're on the road. There's a lot of shit that goes on in the road.
Oh
And
yeah.
some of the best times
Dude.
of my life. Michael,
Yeah.
you too? You get it?
I was a musician solely
Yep.
until 26. That I put 3
Wow.
records out, toured around for years,
Hell
man. That's
yeah.
all. That's all I wanted to do. Yeah.
That's
I was.
cool.
Yeah. I
You
fell
know,
into this, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That's
but
awesome.
Michael, also with you, the idea of the family unit and coming to France and finding out that things are not the way they seem, it's the mystery at the core of this film. Michael, I'll throw it over to you first. How crucial is the family unit to the narrative and what we see with the reckoning?
It was the nugget that started the film. The idea for the film, and again, it's just a nugget, came. There's this French novel from 1888 that a buddy of mine handed me 10 years ago, and it's called Pierre et Jean. It's written by this Norman writer, Guy de Maupassant, and it has this nugget of what you see in the film, this bizarre legacy. They call it a legacy in France, but this inheritance that comes up. And it's the father passing away at the beginning of our film, and this request that gets them over to France. And so it's already a fractured family unit to begin with, but that's what makes it so dramatic. And there's so many avenues to go down, is putting these people in this in this situation. They're estranged from each other. So you're already talking about just a bunch of different ways this could go. And violence being one of them. And so it was actually, it's almost the worst version of a family in a way, probably not nearly as tight as Scott's film, where you're on the road and you make these great, there's a great camaraderie, right? This is
Right.
people that didn't want to be together, and it's almost they're pushing them into this. So that, to me, created some of the, you know, combustible drama that we feed off, and some of the psychological terror. Yeah.
Scott, what about you? That family unit at the core of Devour.
Yeah, I mean, you guys know, being in a small van with like people, smelly dudes forever. You know, this one's girls and vampires, but they do have a manager, and they bring on a familiar to be their roadie. And yeah, I mean, it's you know, they when they pick up Gavin, he becomes the heart and soul of the film. And he's like, he's the human, so he's almost their strongest part, the strong form of their bond. Um, but yeah, it's exploring that avenue is fun. And I used to be in a band a long time ago too, so it was kind of just part of the inclinations of finding a story to tell. And yeah, no, it's just a lot of fun to tell a story of being on the road, and you don't see that a lot, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially if it's like in horror and vampires and a little mix of everything. But I think we made it a lot of fun, and that's the most important part. It's fun. But
where'd you shoot it?
all in Atlanta, Conyers, and just lots of places around. And we built a bunch of sets for it. I have a studio in Atlanta. We built like a bunch of sets for it because I couldn't rent out a bar and have a 12-foot werewolf. You destroy the bar. We had to make the bar and then destroy it, without renting a whole damn bar out. So we built everything. So
good for you, man. Good for you.
It was a 52-day shoot, so it was crazy. I think
52 days.
52.
That's a monster.
Literally and figuratively, folks. Oh my
20,
God.
Yeah, 28 days were stunts. I mean, the werewolf scene alone, there's 43 kills in 90 seconds. So it took forever with stunt teams and safety, and honestly, I think the thing that really got me is 4 girls in makeup, with vampire, it just takes forever.
Yeah, man.
That kills 3 hours right there. And I'm trying to stay under 12s, but it was an experience.
I'm sure it was. We're here talking the Highlands Horror Film Festival, October 4th and 5th, Smod Castle Cinemas, Atlantic Highlands, New Jersey. We are honored to be joined by 2 of the filmmaking minds behind the Sunday features block, both 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. We have Devour with Scott HANSEN below. We've got Michael Weaver, lead actor, producer, writer, here with The Reckoning, and I am JK. I work with the festival. I'll leave it at that. So with that being said, though, and Scott and Michael, I'm glad that you bring this up because time is zooming by already, and we want to be able to give a taste for the fans. Both your films are on the different ends of the spectrum visually. Michael, the aspect of The Reckoning is practical sets. It's more about the landscape. It's more about the cinematography, more about the beauty. Scott, yours is more, it's a visual effects buffet, practical and CGI. Can you both talk about this as we finish this preview up for the fans? Michael, you go first.
Well, I'll tell you the thing that I have these dopey rules about filmmaking, and they all sort of, it's a work backwards kind of model. I know how much I can raise or feel comfortable raising. And so it becomes a thing of like, shoot, I mean, I can really only have a story that's so big with so many characters. And one of the dopey rules I have, and this happened with the first film I did, Arctic Void, was to try and marry line items in your budget in a way that you have a place you can shoot at, but also stay at. And so for us, the chateau, we didn't put a hell of a lot. Our production designer was unreal, and he shopped around a little bit, but a lot of the stuff was there, which we could work with. So, that to me is just like a little gimmick that I do in the films I've done, just to keep the budget low. And I'm really curious about Scott's financing structure here, because that sounds like that's a lot. You took a big old bite and a big old chew, and that scares the hell out of me, man. That scares the hell out of me. But listen, obviously you're more adept at it. You've worked with, the makeup, the costumes, and this kind of stuff. So that's just your wheelhouse. But I'm curious, man. Like, how go for it?
Yeah, I feel like I'm a UPM's worst nightmare.
I guarantee you are.
I we didn't have half of the damn budget when we started filming, and we did Indiegogo, raised some money, and yeah, I just kept going with it. I refinanced my damn house to
Oh
get
yeah.
the rest of the money.
Yeah.
When people ask me like, "Yo, how'd you get the?" Because we made Devour on 380 grand, which is
Wow.
like
Good for you.
not a lot. When
Yeah.
you see the movie, it looks like
It looks
I don't
more.
know. It looks like
Wow.
5 mil, but
Great, dude. Great.
but I do a lot of music videos still. I make money off of that. I have a studio and that makes some money, but yeah, we'd shoot half of it and I'd go find some more money and
I see. I
show
see.
show an investor a cut and be like, "Hey, look at this, man." And well, I got the guy, I stole the effects guy off fucking Avatar too and flew him in from New Zealand to make my werewolf, and I just
Wow.
pulled people that I would just cold email. Like I
Yeah.
didn't give any fucks. I was like, "Hey
Yeah.
man, like how much to work with you, even though you did the Predator suit and you did Prey and all this stuff." And
Never
I
hurts to
just cold
ask,
email,
man.
That's right.
never. Yeah, and some of these big people who are like, the huge up there, they just want to work,
Yeah,
and
I know. I
and
know.
this guy's calling James Cameron Jim, like they're buddies, and he's coming to my set after that, and we got a core crew, 15 people, but having a studio to build the sets really saved a lot of money.
Yeah.
So we could leave stuff there. We could pre-light the day before, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm kind of gung ho, man. I'll dive into a movie and I'll give it everything, and I will go broke until it's done. And when it's done, you'll see the love and the hard work and the blood, sweat, and tears. And I just kind of dive into it. But I've never had a movie where somebody was like, "Hey, here's $500,000 all up front, make a movie." That's never happened. So, maybe after this one, that'll, we'll see.
I
So
hope so. I
I
hope so,
dive
my
into
friend.
it. I go into it balls to the wall, and I'm here to make crazy shit, and
That's what you have to do.
you
It's
just got to
gotta,
go for it.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah. Well,
it's gotta be that way.
yeah, you're right about that. And for those who are watching this again on YouTube, on Facebook, social media, come out to the Highlands Horror Film Festival, highlandsfilmfest.com. Get your passes, get your tickets. In fact, there's only passes because we're only there 2 days. Saturday, Sunday, 2 p.m., 7 p.m., each of the blocks. Again, Shorts open this up on Saturday. Saturday evening is the New Jersey block. So we've got a great set of shorts in the Slasher Nurse, followed by Sunday with Devour at 2 o'clock and The Reckoning at 7 p.m. Let's finish it up with this. Scott, first you. Tell the fans out there what to expect with Devour.
Yeah, Devour is a lot of comedy, dark comedy, if you're a fan of that, with just weird situations and epic monsters. Like this is that movie for you. Like it's very serious, but it's funny at the same time and very cinematic and it takes place in Halloween. So it's very colorful, extremely colorful palette. And yeah, if you like weird shit, this is that movie for you.
I love it.
Dynamite. Dynamite.
I'm not going to say what the monster is, but there's a moment, Scott, when they see the reveal of the monster and their faces are priceless. So, folks, you're going to have such fun opening up Sunday with Devour. It's got everything you can want: music, horror, guts, gore, beautiful women, and a lot of craziness. On the other end of the spectrum, Sunday night with The Reckoning, you've got that dark drama, psychological.
Yeah.
It's really going to take you to some deep, dark places. Michael, what can the fans expect?
There's a bit of comedy in the beginning of the film, just the Americans being so fish out of water in France, but at about the 15-minute mark, and the tone is right from the offset, but there's sort of an unrelenting, simmering terror in the piece. So it's just nothing's right. And the Alex Bro, the guy who directed it, he wanted to keep the audience off balance the whole film, never getting ahead of the lead character and what he's finding out as he's uncovering these sort of deep family mysteries and dark secrets. And the idea is to just build it up. It just ratchets until there's no place to go but a very, very unimaginable outcome that really what we're trying to do is leave you thinking like, well, A, that's very twisted and fucked up. And B, and I'm sorry to swear, and B, just sort of thinking about, the emotional strain and the terrifying existence now that the people are dealing with. So, it's a psychological drama. That's what we're doing, a psychological with horror elements. And so there's definitely some scares along the way, but the idea to just get it unrelenting and make that stress and just make you sort of move in your seat very uncomfortably. That's what we're looking for.
Real quick, Michael, back to you. Tell us
Yeah.
where you can find out more about The Reckoning as well.
We have our own website. It's thereckoningfilm.co. That's a good place to check us out. You'll find a lot of the links there. If you've seen the film, we got a Letterboxd review link there. Love to have you chime in there, or on IMDb. And we are also on Instagram, The Reckoning Film. You can find us on IG. But yeah, I mean, we're out there. We got a couple of other screenings coming up. Port of Fear Film Festival up in Kenosha. We got into Spook Screen in Ireland. I don't know if you guys have heard of that one, in Cork. And we just got into Unrestricted View over in London, which sounds like you're going to do that one?
You'll love Cork. That's a
great.
If you go, you should go. That's a great town.
Yeah, I mean, this is a way for me to see the world and write it off. Right. Scott, isn't that what we're in this for? And also, I wanted to say, man, I agree with you as far as having your own skin in the game. I put my own money in first, because that's the only way I can look a person in the eye and say, hey, man, I got my balls on the line here too. So let's party.
100%, man.
Well, I can tell you this as we wrap it up here again. Highlands filmfestival.com, Smodcast Cinema Atlantic, Highlands, New Jersey. It's going to be this Saturday and Sunday. Come out. Sunday is my birthday. Please come out and celebrate with these insane filmmakers. Thank you so much. Q&As, great shorts, great features. We thank Rob. We thank the Smodcastle. And actually, go on the SoundCloud for Horror Happens Radio, because not only did we talk to Paul from the South African Horror Fest, we also talked to David from Port of Fear as well. And they talked about
Dynamite too.
So you can go ahead and get some more insight about the films. If you love them, come support it, buy your passes. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being a part of this special preview for Highlands.
Thank you, Jay. Wouldn't happen without you, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we appreciate you putting this on. Folks, we'll see you this weekend, October 4th and 5th, Highlands Horror Film Festival at the Smodcast Cinema. Thank you so much, everyone.